you are aiming for global visibility and you don't have a LinkedIn newsletter, you are wrong. Having a LinkedIn newsletter gives you the opportunity to build thought leadership and also to create a writing portfolio, especially if you are in the writing industry. So in this video, I will show you how to create a proper LinkedIn newsletter and how to manage one. So join me as we explore that. So you are welcome to my LinkedIn page. So this is my home page on LinkedIn. I already have a newsletter, but the good thing about LinkedIn is that you have the opportunity to create up to 5 newsletters as a person. So I already have one individual newsletter in addition to the corporate newsletter we have for our business page, that is the business page of the medical communications agency that I lead. So because I already have a newsletter, the format may be a little bit different, but I'll still show you how to create your own. So now, if you don't have a newsletter at all, what you need to do when you want to create one is just to click this write article. If you click that, it opens up a page where you'll be able to create your newsletter. But because I already have one, this page you are seeing is where I should write an article directly. You can see upload from computer. That's to upload an image from my article. Then you can see the title to write the article. Then this for the content, the main content of the article. So, but assuming I want to create another one, what I will do is to click this manage. You see, I just click manage over here. Then click create newsletter. So this is the page that you see when you click write article on your home page. If you don't have a newsletter, it brings you to this page that we're seeing now. But because I already have one, that was why it didn't bring me directly to this page. So I had to go over to create newsletter for me to come here. So you can see what we have on this page. You can see the newsletter article, the newsletter title. So it gives you the opportunity to give your newsletter a title. You can, depending on what you want to focus on. Like my own newsletter, the title is Live Inspired. Yours is an inspirational newsletter. So I write more of inspirational articles there, but you can choose to write on anything. You can choose to write on research, on science, on whatever, on diseases. So that determines the title. Then you should also choose how often you want to publish, whether daily, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. Now, this is not cast in stone. You can always come back to change it. And even if you don't meet up with the requirements, the newsletter still continues. But it will be good for you to choose what you know that you'll be able to manage. Like for my own is monthly. So I try as much as possible to publish monthly. Sometimes I publish more than once in a month. So it's better to choose what you can manage, because your viewers will, whenever they view your newsletter, they will see this. So you won't want to put up weekly and then you are not seen for about 8 weeks, you are not available. So try and select one that you'll be able to cope with. Then this is for the newsletter description. It's just a brief description of what's your newsletter, what you want to capture in your newsletter. So you just give it maybe about 1 to 3 sentences so that your readers, when they see your newsletter, will be able to know exactly what the newsletter is all about. Then after that, you have the opportunity to upload an image. So choose an image that tells your brand story. Use an image that depicts what you have or what you want to communicate with your audience. And once you do that, you see what we have here. Say your connections and followers will be invited to subscribe. So automatically, LinkedIn invites your connections and your followers to subscribe. So they do the work for you at the back. And you also be a subscriber to your own newsletter. So that's why when you publish and they send to the emails of your subscribers and your connections, you also receive it as an email as well. Then your newsletter will also feature on your profile, which is very good. So collaborators or clients or your connection can easily find your profile, your LinkedIn newsletter on your profile. I will show you my own when we get back to the profile. So when you are done with that, you just click done, and that's it. It's that easy, and it's a free service, so you're not paying for it. And what you need to do once you have it is that by the time you go back to your home page, remember we came from my home page. By the time you go back and click this write article, it brings you to this page. So now you are ready to write. So what you need to do is upload. Once you click this upload, it takes you to your computer. You can see we are. So let me assume I want to use this image. Then it brings the image here for me. I click next. So you see, so you have to use a compatible image. It usually favors a smaller image so that it can contain within the frame. So you can reduce the size of the image for it to be contained here. Then you can also add credits. Assuming you picked up the image, maybe you picked it from Free Pick or you designed it on Canva, you can put that here. You can see I can write Free Pick. Okay. Free Pick. Then when you are done with that, depending on what you want to write, like this Free Pick, you can just say image credit Free Pick, image credit Free Pick. Then when you are done with that, what you need to do next is to put in your title. Let me assume that I want to write on clinical governance. Clinical governance. Okay. So assuming that this is what I want to write on. So that's the topic. Then I'll come down here to write the article itself. Say clinical governance is I'll just define, so you just continue like that, and you can see you can format your newsletter from here. You can make, if you choose to want to make anything bold, you can bold it here. You can turn it to italics here. You can form a list here. You can put it in a numbered list here. You can put it as a block quote. Block quote makes it bigger. Like if I put this block quote, you see. Okay. Let me put in another line because it's already, I've formatted it as a list. It won't be able to do the block. Okay, so you see, once you put it on block quote, it makes it bigger so that it's more visible to your audiences. And you have others. You can divide it. If you want to divide it into sections, once you put a divider, it puts a line. You see, there's a line. So this one is different. The one under is different. You can also insert more images as you go along by clicking that. Let me say I want to insert this. So these other images, you find them within the body of the article. So as you write, you can add images. So within your article, you can even beautify your article with multiple images. You can beautify your articles with multiple images as you write. You can see that. And when you finish, you just click next. So when you click next, you see the option to publish. When you click next, it will ask you whether you want to publish. But before then, LinkedIn will also want to know whether you want to inform your network what the edition is all about. So it's like killing two birds with one stone, because you've published an article that gets directly to their emails. Then, but if you put in any other description here, maybe a short post, this one now becomes a post, a LinkedIn post. So you have both a post and an article. The post will not go to their emails, but the article will get, the newsletter will get to their emails. So you can inform your network on, okay, you can say, okay, that this, how much do you know about AI? How much do you know about AI? This is just an example to show you how you can just add it to a post. But this is very optional. If you don't want to, then you just publish it as a newsletter. But because this is not complete, I won't want to publish it, click publish, so that it doesn't go to the emails of my contacts as an incomplete email. And when you publish, you also have other options. It may even ask you, it will ask you whether you want to share it with your contacts on Twitter or Twitter. It will ask you whether you want to share it with your contacts on Twitter and Facebook. So that's also another option. So right from LinkedIn, you can send your newsletter to other social media platforms. And once you publish it, it gets registered as a newsletter that can be found on your profile. So when anybody visits the activity section of your profile, which is what I'm trying to do now, your profile, this is my LinkedIn profile. So when anybody visits the activity section of your profile, this is the activity section of my profile, you can see posts, comments, videos, images, newsletter. Now, if you don't have a newsletter, this won't be here. So you see, having a newsletter adds to your profile. It adds to your image as a brand. So someone can just click this to find out all the editions of your newsletter. So you can see my newsletter, you can see the name Live Inspired with AZ. You can see the brand image here. You can see my picture with Live Inspired. And I also have a note there. Let me see whether I can expand this so that you see it better. Okay. I also have a note on it that says your dreams are valid. So whenever I publish this newsletter, this picture goes along with it, in addition to the image I used for that very article. So you can see published monthly. So that's why I say that you should put in a frequency. That's why I said I should put in a frequency that you know that you have the time to cope with. So don't go and write weekly and then your subscribers don't see your articles on a weekly basis. So make sure you put in something that you can cope with. So I have monthly here. Sometimes I publish more than once a month anyway. So and you can see the number of subscribers, 1,595. You can easily edit the information. You can see if I want to change the image or change the name or change anything, you can change that. You can see the description. Inspiring and educative articles on women's healthcare, public health, medical communications, research, faith, and life. So I deal more with faith and life. But once in a while, I still talk about women's healthcare, public health, and medical communications. And you can see the number of editions, 43 editions so far. So anyone, any collaborator or client can visit your LinkedIn profile and check whether you have a newsletter. So it gives you an edge if you have one over someone that doesn't have. And the person can also view all your publications. You can see all the publications. You can see all the publications on my newsletter, and from the titles, you see that most of them are about faith and life. You can see faith and fast, why you need both. Give me to make me a sign of maturity. From observation to insight, when looking makes all the difference. Then you can see this like a case study that I did on a prayer platform. So you have a whole lot. So I also have some, like during festivities, I also sent out, like during Christmas, I sent out an article related to the Christmas season. So you can choose anything to write about, and you can also use it for your brand advertisement, like this for a medical writing course. So, and the digital product store, the other courses, the courses and the book we have in our digital product store. So you can use it to market your brand. You can use it to market yourself as a professional. So you see that having a newsletter is very easy. So you should give yourself maybe this week or the next 2 weeks to create one. You can even create it today as you are looking at me. So make sure you have a newsletter. Use it to speak to your world as a thought leader. Use it to deliver your thought leadership articles to your audience. And you see your image, your corporate image will improve if you have this. So this is something that some people on LinkedIn are not aware. But now with this video, you now know exactly how to create one. You also know how to manage one as well. So I'm looking forward to reading the articles on your newsletter. Make sure you share, you like, and you subscribe to this channel. And invite your friends to come and learn more from us. In the description box, you'll find the links to all our courses. We also have a LinkedIn, a self-paced LinkedIn growth course, where I also talked about this and other things as well. See you on the next video.
Please subscribe.